Huge disclaimer before I start talking about this Cardi B, Kanye West, and Little Durk song. I am using kind of like a different tone because the song is called Hot. It's called Hot uh Hot something, I'm not trying to use that name as much because it's not as used in the lyrics. But I do want to make sure I put the disclaimer here that some of these, the title of this song is it might be offensive to some people, so I think I used it once or twice, and I just wanted to make sure before I put it out that make sure that this was known. So I hope you enjoy, and hope you enjoy the episode. Okay, so these three artists, I think without a doubt, we wonder who we didn't. This is a collab that I think a lot of people did not expect to happen. So when the collab happened, it threw a lot of people off, and I'm one of those people. Uh, this track has a lot of different people on this track, which I think you have three different kind of genres, maybe two different kind of genres. The first artist we're gonna talk about is an artist from New York City, from Brooklyn, and that's Cardi B. The second artist, which artist slash producer, is Kanye West or Yeezus, or Ye. The third artist is Lil Durk. And the reason I say there are three different three or two different kind of artists is because Cardi B normally makes club mixes or summer mixes. Ye tries to make something inspirational, and Little Durk does tend sometimes to get on like more of a rap Pacific kind of genre. So this is a collab that I think is a weird collab for a lot of people because they don't imagine these three together on a track and on a song that they called Hot Stuff. Well, I'm gonna say Hot Stuff, but it's hot. It's hot shit. And I think I want to be. I don't know. I want to be cautious with that. I think it's not now. The word itself isn't a bad word. It's just sometimes um, it's not necessarily the way you say a word. It's necessarily how you say a word, not necessarily the word itself. So I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna say hot. I'm gonna say hot stuff, but I'm also it's gonna be hot shit. Sometimes, and so I do want to make that clear before we get into this. That is what the song is called. But real quick, let's see if we have any sponsors, and we'll get right into it.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Okay, so we're going to look at the first each verse part by part. To me personally, I think Kanye had the better verse. It's just because he was throwing shots at people and saying things that not necessarily that are on brand with Kanye, and you didn't have to do really deep diving for it. But Cardi B starts off by giving props to Tay Keith for making the beat because Tay Keith does make amazing beats. It's very rare we get a beat that a lot of people do not like, and this beat was really no different. This was a great beat. But she says she off the top rope like Superfly. And I don't know if anybody remembers that old movie Superfly that I think really dated itself because Superfly, if it came out today, I don't know if Superfly would be like considered a great movie. Oh, it's not really that old. It's like 2018. Okay, so I get that. And then the cast member that played Jimmy, and I get that. Though it's not necessarily a terrible line. You get it. It makes sense. But that's what that line is. It's from the movie Superfly. If I remember correctly, Superfly was the movie. I don't think it was a TV show. It's a movie. I might get in the tub with all my ice on some Pac stuff. just always be. I think she's saying being cold with deliveries, and that's why she related it to Pac, which I think is a weird, which is a weird thing to say. And she says she's the top. I'm the top woman. She says another word, the word for a female dog, but she says I'm the top. You know, she says slice it up. Bottom line, she's the top woman artist of this time, which I don't know. That could really be debatable. She's the new Chanel. Um, the Chanel thing, I believe, is what she means from the TV show Wild and Out, or she's talking about the brand, like the brand that makes purses and stuff like that, like Prada, Dior, Chanel. I think that's what she was saying. And she says it's not out in grocery stores, which it's making me think it's the Chanel, the product store, or the shopping store. It's a weird thing. Um, she bought so what she says. I bought another home, and I think this is kind of the 2000s, 2010, 2009, where where the emphasis was on buying property because property doesn't expire and tax write-offs and stuff like that you can get from buying property. So she says, I bought a home, buying another one. You know, and I think, and I think this line is uh, weird the way it is written because it says I bought another one, but I think minimum, I think people think celebrities have more than one home, which is true. A lot of celebrities do have different homes, especially in different cities when they do tours and stuff like this, or places they decide to go. Because a lot of people don't like hotels, and that is understandable. She says everybody wants to be gang, and there's no spots left. This is the thing. I think this what she's saying is what I think this line is referring to is that everyone in rap was like, if you're not part of the gang or if you're not about guns or a sort of street culture, you won't be able to make it in hip hop. And now that people will say, well, that idea is dated because hip hop is not the only category of hip hop or rap or anything. Like we have different in different countries that aren't necessarily as American hip hop. So I understand that when she says that, there are definitely ways to get into the music industry that don't consider you don't have to be gang affiliated. But I think that's true. She said it was a bad woman competition. It wouldn't be a competition because she thinks she's the baddest woman around, and I think that comes. It's that self esteem that a lot of celebrities have, which I think is what that line is quoting. She says, "I'm no longer I'm." She said, "I'm connected. I don't know what's longer, my block list or my check or my checklist." So it's people that she's around that are certified in whatever they do, right? So that's what she's saying by a checklist. And the block list, a lot of celebrities do have block lists, but I don't. I think it became popular when Instagram became popular. That like if you had fans or somebody that was hating, you would handle it a different way. And I think that is what she ended up doing with that line. She said, I don't know what's cold in my heart or my necklace." Diamonds, for some weird reason, are extremely. They're not extremely cold, but they are always cold. It's a weird thing where I think people have this assumption that diamonds don't have like real diamonds don't have like like a reflection or like a temperature, but I think you have to keep diamonds at a certain temperature for them to stay the way they are. Because if they're cut, it's a weird way. It's a weird way diamonds are cut. She says, but my heart, meaning that it's harder for her to love people. Was that line is essentially saying, or that. So it's a weird. I think Cardi B has this line where she tries to play. She tries to discuss a lot of topics that I don't think come completely through because it's Cardi B. hate towards Cardi B. But I think that's what it is because in another line she goes, "I thought I killed you, thought I killed you, women, but it's deja vu. Either that or I'm gonna catch a body number two." Now that doesn't refer to necessarily the act of carrying something out. That just could be the act of I thought I destroyed you on a song, your own song, your song or beat, which is common in hip hop for a lot of people to do. Durk adds to this by saying, "This is block music. This is that drop. This is that drop a location, op music." Which this is definitely this song might definitely be a song that's not for the faint of heart. Because the song at some points does get it does get dark at some point. At certain bars, it makes you feel sad, and but it's all about respect in hip hop. If you don't have respect, there are ways that people handle disrespect in hip hop, and and so there are lines where Dirk goes, this music like this. We don't talk down to trenches. We don't talk to women that's in the trenches. Known to go around and sleep with everybody, which I think is a weird line to say, but I think that is true. But then I can't tell who this line is directed at, right? But this line is weirdly, they just came out in 2020. Pull up in the 21. 21 could be referring to a car, 2021 car. 21 Savage, it could, or the 21 rim, the 21 inch rims that are famous. To put on some spinners or a lowrider, it's always great to do. I pick my size, switches fully, and I'm a dive with 21. Now I think it's known or it's rumored that 21 Savage and Little Durk are very close. So that line doesn't necessarily come off as a diss, but I think it's very much respect between those two. A friendship probably, but very much respected and loved towards them too, because they are very much like there's no beef between those two. He says, I slept with your baby mama, and I ain't say anything. I think this is a diss at NBA YoungBoy, because NBA YoungBoy and Lil Durk have been going at it for a little bit, and I think this song is his chance of taking a shot. And I don't know if he necessarily decided to take a shot, but I think that's what that shot is for. I got plenty of stars that didn't come. I said it plenty of times. I pay for bodies. I ain't paying for nothing. So bodies could be activities, or bodies could also be women. Cause in celebrities' mindsets, they do. So there are some celebrities that do pay for women. I know Vaughn hit her, and she put up on my block in a Jimmy Go. So look, it's not as respected. It's like bro code. It's not very much respected in some circles and some people. In hip hop, it's not. But there are, especially some women, that have been known to get with celebrities and then try to get with a celebrity they were having beef with, or that they're friends with after their passing, or something tragically happens to them. But I guess he knows a girl that was trying to get with closer contact with him that was with Vaughn, and that's very much respect, because I don't know a lot. There's a few guys that wouldn't stay with the bro code even if it's been X amount of years since Vaughn died, because Vaughn died 2 years ago? Seems like 2 years ago. And then Kanye West with the pettiest line I've ever heard in a while, but it's because he hasn't dropped in a while, which I think is the best way I can kind of some Kanye West. How about the bushes? Me and Pusha gonna kill your man. Which I know him and Drake are good, but I don't know if Kanye has a problem with Birdman and Lil Wayne, they might have a situation because I know Pusha said I don't think he wants to correct his with Drake or fix his with Lil Wayne, and they started it. So he says anybody. So what I think Kanye is saying by this line is that if you bring up anybody against me and Pusha, me producing, Pusha rapping, we're gonna destroy you. We're gonna destroy you, and it can be lyrical, it can be physical, but we're gonna destroy you. Which is bold for Kanye to say, right? Which is very bold for Kanye to say because I think he did produce. What did he produce? Daytona? The way he just says it, it comes off as a diss, and I think this might have been recorded before. But there's also a line in here about Jay-Z, which I think is, which could be a weird line to me, because he says why you playing, reaching with the gang, lose a hand, where you stand, where was Jay at, where was they at, and I think he might have just been rhyming with it. But I don't know. It's a weird way. It's a weird thing for him to say because I think he's trying to call out Jay-Z, but I'm not sure. Another headline. Where the head at? Oh, where your kids at? And I think that's a thing because it's only a thing because people have always said that they don't see Kanye with his children, and I think this is why he put. See, I think this is a little bit of him being petty of what the media or what anybody has said about Kanye, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to run with it in the song, and I'm going to turn it around and switch it. He said, they get on my nerve. Like we lost Virgil. R.I.P. Was it Virgil? I can never say his name right. The guy that worked at Louis Vuitton. He says, I hit the Louis Vuitton store and splurged. He was a great designer. He was a great creator at Louis Vuitton, and I think Louis Vuitton was making a lot of business from his designs. I think he designed, 2012 when he joined, so he says, guess who's at Benihana? I think that's Benihana. No, that's not Benihana. But it's weird now. They can't stop me now because Kanye has so many hits and records. I think that's what he's saying. I produced so many hits and records for people. Y'all can't stop me now. I'm on my way to the top. I've been popping off. The end of the line is, you can't stop me now. I've been popping off. But it's just because he done made so many hit records for other people and produced so many that it's like, I'm already famous. I've already made my money. This line at Cardi B, I think this is just a joke between him and Cardi B, where it says, Cardi, where your sister? I need hitting now. Gonna be hitting. Her name is Hennessy. I think, it could be the drink, but I think he's just joking about it because her name was Hennessy. Affluent 54,000 is what the line should say, but it says, I flew in and out 154,000. But it's 154,000. Now even when they shout, they gotta shout me out because it's like, yeah, he produced this beat. That very at the beginning of the track of the song where we hear where Cardi goes, "Hey, take keep," just like it's that thing where they're giving credit at the opening of a song, which has been done for years, and I think that is amazing. Now, if you ask me who has the better verse, no disrespect to Cardi, I think this could have been one of her greatest songs, but on this collab, I do think I have to give it to Kanye West, Lil Durk, and then Cardi B. No disrespect to Cardi B, I just think Lil Durk did better because he said this is op music, and then just kind of threw references in there to Von, which R.I.P. to Von, R.I.P. to Virgil, R.I.P. to both of them. We lost them. It feels like a couple months ago. So with that, I think the competitive. I think I like Kanye versus. I think I like Kanye's verse is because you can hear Kanye being petty. Kanye is a petty person, especially in his lyrics when he tries to throw shots. Um, it's just because that's just Kanye. And Little Durk, he's more of that hip hop fashion that I do like, where it's just more. It's newer, but it's still kind of hip hop. And then Cardi B, I do like her, but as I said, she makes club music to me, or dance music, and I'm not a huge club or dance person. So overall, I do like this song. I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm not gonna ding it. A six, a six, a perfect 6 out of 10 is what I'm gonna give this song. Um, just because I can't tell if they're dissing anybody in the song or if it's very much love. Um, but overall, this is not really a bad song. It's probably a top tier song. I'm just probably very picky, so I definitely listen to it. It probably is a song that will have to grow on you, but good. Take You've always does great beats, so I'm not really worried when I see him being receiving credit. So overall, it didn't really disappoint. Hope you enjoyed this episode.